We're in the fourth quarter. The year is not over yet. You can end the year strong. Let me give you some tips on how you can end the year strong. Let's talk flow. Flow of new patients into your office. We are in the season right now. I always say fourth quarter is the season for doctors' offices just like yours. And the reason being is because deductibles are met, even sometimes stop losses are met. After you meet your stop loss, patients are covered 100% in your office, right? It doesn't get much better than that, but this is the season for it, which means this is the season. So tip number one, increase your new patients into your office and reactivate old patients that never finished treatment plans. Let me tell you about that. This is the season. Health fairs at businesses are happening. This is the season of festivals, okay? Some of these tried and true techniques work over and over again. I get you got Facebook. I get this. I get you got Google AdWords, right? That stuff works year round, okay? People don't sit at home and go, oh, my stop loss is met, and so therefore I'm gonna answer this Facebook ad. They don't get that. They just don't get that. But when you're at an event and you're talking to somebody and you're asking them about their insurance and you find out they've been going to the doctor a lot all year, you're gonna tell them that their deductible probably is met and this is the opportune time to come into the office. So you're gonna be able to translate that data to them. So this is the season that every single weekend or every single week you are doing events to be able to bring in new patients. That's tip number 1A. 1B is go through your files for the last year. Anybody who showed up for a day one and didn't stay, anybody who showed up for a day two and didn't close, okay, you call them back up, right? You call them back up and you tell them that they have an opportunity at the end of the year to get their health going before the holidays. You reactivate is what you do. You send a letter and you follow up with a phone call. Those two things are gonna probably double your new patient flow into your office, because you can't increase your income if you don't have more visits into your office. So that's gonna get you that. Tip number 2, find something in your office that's old. Find that decompression machine and dust it off. Something you are not using. Whatever machine, whether it's a laser machine, a decompression machine, I don't care what machine it is. Find a machine that is heavily underutilized, clean it up, dust it off, and consider that ordering that for every single patient that comes in the door. Just that piece of advice I'm going to tell you right now is going to increase your income. But if you have a lot of new patients that come in that their deductibles are already met, remember tip number 1A and 1B, you have more opportunities to offer that dusted off piece of equipment. You ordered that equipment before, which means you believe in that equipment. You just forgot about that equipment. So find something you're not using and dust it off. If you have nothing to dust off and use, then come up with a 15-minute rehab program or something like that that you can add to everybody's treatment plan. And I'm going to tell you, just doing that is going to increase your income. Tip number 3 is make sure that the customer service that you are giving your patients is stellar and that you're actually delivering your services and patients are getting better, because then you will retain the patients long enough that they get better, which of course they tell the people out in the community. But remember, I'm giving you business tips here to grow your business. 1, you're going to ask for referrals. You just brought somebody in, right? Maybe their deductible's met, maybe stop loss is met, right? They've now chosen care. Well, they have friends at work. You have people to ask for referrals from. You can hold a referral dinner talk to get more new patients from, right? But not if you don't retain the patients. If you're not watching to make sure that they arrive, at least write them on a piece of paper and every day see who's supposed to arrive and call them up if they're not arriving. Just something simple like that. Write the patients who are supposed to be coming in on a treatment plan, on a piece of paper, and every week make sure tip number 3A is they're on the schedule, and tip number 3B is that they arrive. So mistakes doctors make is they say to patients, okay, the patient comes in, they schedule the next visit. So tip number 4 is when the patients do choose care in your office and they choose it for 12 visits, 14 visits, whatever they choose it for, schedule all of the visits. If you don't actually get them on your calendar, then when they don't show up, there's nothing else on your calendar. So 4 tips: do events, do festivals. Tip number 1A, tip number 1B is reactivate your base. Day 1s that didn't stay, day 2s that didn't stay, go get them back in, treat them. Tip number 2 is dust off a piece of equipment. Add that into your orders, into your treatment plan, and consider it for every single patient if it's medically necessary. Tip number 3, retain those patients, ask for referrals, maybe do a dinner talk. And tip number 4 is write the list down of all the patients that you have and make sure that they actually arrive for those 14 visits or 12 visits that you close them on, that you pre-scheduled them for. And those 4 tips, and you are going to grow this quarter and have the best quarter you've ever had.